Hi ladies and gents, here's a video for our competition winner. Can't really pronounce the YouTube tag of this person, but they will know who they are. So what was the question? The question was basically, how does a 45-plus-year-old manage to implement good tactics when playing, say, some younger players in their 20s to 30s, might be a bit fitter, might be a bit quicker around the court, but not necessarily possess the same amount of control. Good question, something which a lot of people ask me, and I think something that is great about the game of squash is, yeah, of course it's intense, it's super fast, physicality and fitness does come into it, but it's also massively a game about control. Where you place the ball, how you use the ball smartly in your game. I think number one, what you want to try and be avoiding when playing this, say, an opponent that's faster or quicker than you or a bit sharper in that higher intensity style game, is to try not to implement too much speed into the game yourself through your own hitting. So you're always going to keep purpose in what you're doing, because if you don't have purpose in the direction of your swing and where the ball is heading and where it's going to end up, then you're not in the right focus and presence in the game to actually perform the shots how you want. But try not to always hit hard. If someone's hitting hard, don't respond back with loads of speed. So we're looking for kind of medium pace shots, maybe even some slower pace balls if you're going to be lobbing, and using the height of the wall to basically give yourself more time effectively. I would say, don't only keep it at one slow pace. You're going to need one or two couple of quicker attacking shots just to keep your opponent honest and not allow them to settle into their rhythm. So number one, medium to slow pace shots. Use of height on the front wall to give yourself more time to recover back to the tee. You don't want to be responding back with speed to someone that is quicker than you, because obviously your reaction then has to speed up and you're falling into their style game. What I would say is, don't be fearful of volleying. If you are a seasoned player and you're experienced, volleying does not necessarily mean that you have to push yourself really hard and it's really physical. It's also about where you're standing in the middle of the court. So I love utilizing medium pace shots, tight down the side wall where you limit your opponent's options, high, wide cross courts, where I can get enough time to get to the tee, but so that I can then utilize my volley. Okay, bearing in mind your opponent might be hitting the ball quickly, but they're actually not playing it any more accurately. So if you can get more control of the middle, from the middle position on the volley, you can then dictate a little bit more how the tempo of the game is going and also where the ball is being placed. One great thing that I always like doing to mix it up is you can do a lob serve as an example. You're setting up, you go for a lob serve, you come into the middle of the court, you're instantly in a positive position and you look for that volley drop. You look to pick off and kill off the rally really quickly. By having a high position, you're putting pressure on your opponent's return immediately. That makes them a bit more unstable and also means they might play a looser ball. And then you're going to have these opportunities to punish them with the volley drop shot. So work on your volleys and become more confident in the middle of the court. Okay, that can be with coach feed, it can be on your own. And make sure that the way you're moving the ball is giving enough space and time between your strike of the shot and your opponent's strike of the shot. If you feel they're getting onto the ball even early, you take earlier than you want, take the ball higher, keep it tighter, limit their options, okay? Then you're going to look to get into the middle, and from that position you can start to control a little bit more often. There's a good example of Mohamed El Shbaghi now. He's also adjusting his game. There's a match against Ali Farag where he completely changed his game to a slower ball control game so that he could kind of dictate the way the game was being shaped. Obviously he's very good at volleying, used to playing a very fast, aggressive pace, and he just completely switched the style of play, because I guess that was his idea of how he could be most successful against Ali, and with many matches in his legs already, that's something that he's having to adapt and change to stay on tour. So, pace, slower, medium, height on the wall. Make sure there's lots of time in between your shot and your opponent's shot so that you can have a chance to recover, and take advantage of the mid-court and your wingspan by developing your volleys and cutting out these looser balls. That's probably my simplest tactic to take on these young whippersnappers. Thanks very much, guys and girls, and we'll speak to you soon.